In the beginning, this world had nothing. But then the goddess created 9 races: dragonites, elves, demons, dwarves, the Demon King race, dark elves, chimeras, beast folk, and lastly, the weakest of them all, humans. The story begins with a boy named Light. He says goodbye to his family and heads out on a brand new journey. Since childhood, he had only one dream. No matter what it took, he wanted to become an adventurer. And since his race was human, he knew the path wouldn't be easy. He finally arrives at a city where people from all over the world gather just to become adventurers. He starts looking around, hoping to find an adventurer's guild as soon as possible, but suddenly, a few beastmen show up behind him and start talking trash. In this world, humans are considered extremely weak and are bullied constantly. Light finally enters the adventurer's guild and speaks with the receptionist. He begins the registration process. She asks him if he has any kind of gift. He answers confidently, saying yes, he does. His gift is called Unlimited Gacha. A set of cards appears in front of him, and if he wants, he can summon whatever appears on them into real life. But Light is only level 15, so he can't use this ability properly yet. His first summons are a broken fork, a rotten apple, and a stale piece of bread. Even the receptionist looks a little confused seeing this. She asks what he wants to do next, and he says he wants to become an adventurer. She points him toward the quest board, but he can't read anything. She sighs and tells him his gift is low rank anyway, so she has some basic jobs for him. He can collect firewood, coal, or dirt. Light is passionate about becoming an adventurer, so he agrees immediately. He heads into the forest and works hard to gather wood, coal, and finally dirt. He earns a small amount of money. He thinks to himself that it isn't much, but at least he can buy dinner. As he walks away, some beast folk block his path again. They blame him for bumping into them and take the little money he earned. He can't fight back. He's a human, and he's only level 15. No one steps in to help him. But suddenly, a hand reaches out to him. Light looks up and sees a beautiful elf. She tells him he doesn't need to be afraid. Light is shocked. Elves are considered upper class, and they look down on humans. But this elf is different. Her companions join her and introduce themselves. They are members of the Ganko tribe. "San?" One of them, a wolf beastman named Garo, speaks up. Then everyone gives their introduction. Sasha, the level 308 elf, Drago, the level 512 dragon, Oboro, the level 301 dwarf, Sino, the dark elf, and finally Zar, a chimera. They tell Light they just need one human to complete their group and ask if he'd like to join them. Light can't believe anyone would want to be his friend, but he happily agrees. The next day, the group explores a dungeon. A bunch of snake monsters attack Light, but Drago steps in and kills them instantly. Another snake launches at him, but Sasha jumps in and saves him again. She leans closer and asks if he's hurt, calling him adorable. Everyone treats him kindly, and Light loves the atmosphere. There's no discrimination, no hate. Soon, the group starts teasing Sasha and Light, making jokes, and Light enjoys it even more. Drago suddenly tells him to stand up because he wants to drink the tea Light makes. Light is thrilled because they treat him like one of their own. Eventually, the group reaches a dead end. Drago tells them this spot will work. Everyone becomes serious, even Sasha, but Light stays busy preparing tea for everyone. Suddenly, Drago approaches him and says they've decided to kick him out of the group. Light freezes, not understanding what he means. Drago repeats himself. Light is no longer part of their group. Garo steps forward, saying Light didn't hear him properly. He's out. Even Sasha, who had been so kind, suddenly gets angry and says she never liked him. Everyone starts insulting him. Light is confused and tries to laugh it off, asking where the hidden camera is. But they tell him it's not a prank. They say they never liked him from the beginning. Light asks why they suddenly want to kill him, and they tell him the real reason. His gift, Unlimited Gacha. Light doesn't understand. They explain that their boss ordered them to kill him, so they befriended him just to lower his guard. Now they plan to finish him off. Garo attacks first. When the hit lands, Light finally realizes everything they said was true. Terrified, he runs for his life, but Garo enjoys the chase and keeps striking at him. Sasha fires an arrow that knocks Light to the ground. Garo moves toward Light and starts slashing him with his claws. He kicks him hard and sends him flying across the ground. Then he says he's going to torture him slowly until he dies, and he begins stomping on Light's wounds over and over. But Sasha tells him to finish it quickly. Somewhere inside, Light still has a tiny hope of surviving. Garo steps forward to deliver his final attack. But at that very moment, Light slowly crawls forward. Suddenly, a teleportation circle activates beneath him. Garo charges in to finish the job, but Light vanishes. When Light opens his eyes, he realizes he's still inside the dungeon. Later, he discovers he has been teleported to the lowest level of the Abyss. This is a place filled only with monsters above level 1000, all of them around S rank. Light whispers to himself, wondering if he's already dead. What mistake had he even made? He thinks of his parents and starts crying, knowing he'll never be able to return. He remembers his group again and asks why they betrayed him. He wants nothing more than to destroy every one of them, but he can't do anything. He has no power, and he's only level 15. As he's speaking, a level 1000 monster appears behind him. It's a mithril class creature, extremely powerful. It walks toward him, and Light is terrified. He says he'll have to use his worthless ability one last time. Light activates Unlimited Gacha. Suddenly, a bright light bursts out from the card, just as the monster charges at him. And then, a very cute girl materializes from the light. In a single second, she obliterates the level 1000 monster completely. Light can't even understand what just happened. The girl who appeared looks overpowered and is wearing a maid uniform. She walks toward Light, places her hand on him, and heals all his wounds in an instant. It seems she used Super Medicate. Light realizes all his injuries are completely gone. He doesn't feel any pain anymore. They introduce themselves. The maid learns that her master's name is Light, and she becomes very happy when she hears it. She thinks to herself that Lord Light is such a beautiful name. She continues talking to him. Light asks for her name, and she tells him her name is May. Her level is 999, which means she's extremely powerful. May explains everything about herself. She says she is a super ultra rare guard who was summoned here through Light's Unlimited Gacha. Light can't believe his ability could ever summon someone this overpowered. But May tells him that Lord Light's power is extremely strong and can even become dangerous. She starts explaining more about Unlimited Gacha, but first she asks him if she may appraise him, which is one of her many skills. Light soon learns that she doesn't have just one gift, but many. May uses her appraisal skill and begins analyzing his body. She notices his sword is incredibly large, which means the plot is going to develop in a very interesting direction. Then she explains how Unlimited Gacha actually works. With this gift, Light can summon many types of cards. Super rare cards, super ultra rare cards, normal cards, and error cards. The results depend on the amount of mana in the air around him. That's why when he used his magic in the Adventurers Guild, nothing great appeared. The air had no mana at all. But here, at the lowest level of the Abyss, the mana is extremely dense. That's why he could summon a super ultra rare guard. Now Light finally begins to understand his ability. May thanks him for coming all the way down to this level of the dungeon just so she could be summoned. Light tells her everything. He says he didn't come here on purpose. He was betrayed and thrown into this place by the people he trusted. He cries, saying he never did anything wrong. Seeing Light cry makes May emotional, and she becomes even angrier on his behalf. She says if he wants, she can bring him the heads of every single one of his former teammates. He only needs to give the order. But Light stops her immediately. He says he doesn't want her to kill them because he will take his revenge himself. His only mistake was being weak. But now he says he has had enough. He will become powerful and he will destroy each one of his teammates with his own hands. May promises she will stay with him no matter what path he chooses. Light thanks her. After that, Light uses his Unlimited Gacha ability once again in the Abyss, planning to build a massive kingdom right here, and from that kingdom he will take his revenge. If you want part 2, make sure to hype the video as much as you can. As soon as this video reaches 200 comments, I'll upload the next part. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next episode. And now we move to the story 3 years later inside the same base. Light has built an enormous kingdom using his Unlimited Gacha. He walks forward and we see that he has summoned an entire army of maids. By now, Light has also become a bit stronger. He truly loves his kingdom, and everyone living there praises him. All the maids are crazy about getting a chance to serve Light, but he keeps moving forward as usual. Slowly, Light has developed his kingdom into something impressive. And in this kingdom, only humans live, because every other species had betrayed him. Light addresses his people, and everyone looks genuinely happy with him. They all see him as their king, and they truly adore him. Moving ahead, Light asks May about Aoki. Aoki is one of his special cards, summoned through unlimited gacha, and she's extremely powerful. She's a scout who keeps an eye on monsters in the forest. Light's entire surrounding territory is deep forest, so Aoki plays a major role. Light then asks Mei about Ellie. Ellie is a mage he also summoned through unlimited gacha, and she's level 999. She is extremely overpowered as well. They need to expand the kingdom as soon as possible because they're running out of food. Next, we learn about another new card Light summoned. Her name is Najuna. She's level 9999 and she's a knight. Light asks Mei where Najuna is. Najuna usually spends the whole day and night patrolling the castle, watching for intruders. We see her in a knight uniform as she begins her rounds. Meanwhile, Light and Mei finally arrive back at the castle, where Light meets his trainer, Jack, also summoned through unlimited gacha. When Jack sees Light, he casually says, "Hey Light, what's up?" Mei doesn't like this at all because she can't tolerate any human being too casual with her master. Light then leaves with Jack to begin training. We learn that Light has already been training for a while, and his level has started to increase. He goes one-on-one with Jack, punching him in the stomach. But Jack's iron blood barrier ability keeps him completely unharmed. Light can't do any damage at all. They continue training while Najuna keeps patrolling. Suddenly she runs into a group of maids. These maids are jealous of Mei the head maid because she stays with Light 24 hours a day. They stop Najuna and say, "Najuna, are you free? We need to talk." Then they fill her head with lies. They tell her she should patrol Lord Light's room. Najuna, being a bit naive, agrees and heads straight to Light's room. She meets Mei there, who becomes extremely shy when she sees Najuna. Najuna begins questioning Mei. What is she doing in Light's room? Are they trying to twist the story? As she looks around, she notices the bed, and she immediately suspects Mei. Najuna shows Mei a letter, the one the other maids gave her. She reads it out loud. The letter is full of insults aimed at Mei. When Mei hears this, she becomes furious. As a reward, Mei hands Najuna some money. Najuna then goes to a shop to buy something and returns to the castle. There she meets Aoki, who has just come back from the surface. Najuna asks her how things are outside. Did she fight any monsters? Aoki tells her no, there are no monsters around. Najuna becomes happy hearing that. Aoki then shows her a letter she obtained, and Najuna praises her. Meanwhile, Light is still training with Jack in the dungeon. Keep exchanging punches without stopping. Najuna now has nothing to do, so she goes to Light's throne. She sits on it and starts fantasizing, imagining that Light is sitting with her, planning their future kingdom together. But in the middle of her daydream, she accidentally knocks off a piece of a statue and breaks it. Panicking, she quickly fixes it and runs away. Back to Light and Jack. After training, they go to bathe and rest. While bathing, Jack tells Light, "Master, we need to go to the surface." The moment Light hears the word surface, he remembers his past, especially the beetle incident. He says, "Yes, Jack, I have to go. I need to complete my revenge. But this time, I'll always keep my guard up so no one can betray me again." Meanwhile, we see Mei and the other maids. Mei has now learned what they all think of her. The other maids are terrified because they know Mei is level 9999 and also the Chimera Light summoned first. They panic and apologize to her. Mei says, "Why did you insult me in the letter?" The maids stutter and say it was a mistake. Mei scolds them heavily. They all tremble in fear. Mei finally gives them their punishment. You must clean the entire hall yourselves, and without using any magic. The maids are shocked. Without magic? But how? Mei looks at them and says, "Do you have a problem with that?" They immediately reply, "No, head maid Mei, not at all." Terrified, they all run off to do the punishment. Now we return to Najuna, who is out in the city. Suddenly, Ellie shows up behind her. The two start talking, and as usual, both of them end up fighting over Light. Ellie says, "I have only one dream, to have dinner with Lord Light." Najuna replies, "Yeah, same here, and I also want to play with his sword." Najuna pauses and asks, "Sword? What does that even mean?" But Najuna is so clueless that she has no idea what Ellie is talking about. Ellie is a magician who uses magic, while Najuna only has her sword. But her swordsmanship is incredible. Later that night, we see all the maids holding another secret meeting. They whisper nervously, "Oh no, Mei found out about our plan. Should we poison her?" Someone quickly says, "No, we can't. She's immune to poison." Then they all panic, wondering what to do. They all feel jealous of Mei because she stays with Light 24 hours a day. They even start thinking that Mei knows every inch of Light's body. Soon they learn that Mei was the first card Light ever summoned using unlimited gacha. Hearing this makes them even more frantic. Just then, Mei herself walks in. She says, "It seems you were talking about me." All of them panic. "No, Headmaid Mei, we weren't saying anything." They're terrified. Mei tells them that when Light first summoned her, they had no time for anything else. Hearing this gives the maids a tiny bit of relief, but they're still extremely scared. They beg her not to kill them. "Please, Mei, we're like your loyal pet dogs. Please forgive us." But Mei gives them another punishment. She says, "You will clean Lord Light's throne room, and you will do it without magic." The maids panic even more. "Without magic? How are we supposed to do that?" Mei replies, "You should have thought about that earlier." A moment later, all the maids arrive in the throne room and begin cleaning everything by hand. But then something goes wrong. Now, while one of the maids is cleaning the throne, she accidentally knocks off a small piece of a statue and breaks it. All of them freeze in shock. Meanwhile, we see Najuna getting ready for bed. Tomorrow she has to join Light on an important mission. She tells herself, "I have to make Lord Light happy somehow. Tomorrow I'll be training with him." The next morning, Light walks into the dungeon, where he meets Najuna, Aoki, and Ellie. They begin discussing their plan to accompany Light to the surface. Today is the day he will finally complete his revenge. He agrees to take all three of them with him. They continue talking, but suddenly, a huge hellhound appears behind them. When Light sees it, he remembers his terrifying past, the time when he had no power and the hellhound attacked him before. But now things are completely different. As soon as the maids see the hellhound, they become furious. Their mana and aura skyrocket to insane levels. The hellhound becomes terrified, overwhelmed by the power of the three girls, and drops to its knees. But Light stops them. He walks toward the hellhound and says, "Are you scared? Don't be, just go." The hellhound quickly escapes. Light then turns to the three girls. "Are all of you ready to head to the surface?" They answer, "Yes, Master Light, we're ready." And so, Light and his companions begin their journey to complete his revenge. The moment he has waited 3 long years for has finally arrived.